I refuse to believe that there's over 30 amps and cabs inside this little box. Hello out there, all of you string pickers of the world, guys and gals alike. Well, I'm officially an old man. I've gotten to the point in my life to where I'm like, these young whippersnappers and their newfangled technology. I've sort of adapted with the times throughout my years. We started out with the big blocky analog pedals, and all of this going throughout my life, and then something new would come out, and then we would go to that, and it was just, it was just something that it was like, aren't there supposed to be flying cars by now? But then there's not. But there are advances in other areas. I mean, most of our TVs are as thick as our finger now and as wide and tall as a movie theater screen. And it cost a lot less than them big, huge TVs we used to get back in the day. So I don't know. I'm just an old man ranting, I guess. Not that I'm complaining. I am not complaining by no means. I have seen these pop up. I think MVAVE has got one of these. This is Leo Jaymz. I wanted to try Leo Jaymz. Leo Jaymz, for the most part, puts out some really good products. I like Leo Jaymz. Their guitars are just beautiful. They're amazing. The research I've done, and one day, oh yes, one day I will have a monsoon in this studio. But I have went down the Amazon rabbit hole, and I thought, I need something to do a review on besides a modeler that costs $500. Because this is something that is not for everybody. This modeler that I have, because I mean, it's $500. That's a lot to invest for a piece of music gear. And don't get me wrong, I love Headrush, and I never gotten into the MX5 and played that. I would have never even bought this. But for the most part, we're catered toward the beginner and intermediate players, and I consider myself intermediate. I'm not necessarily professional. I've just played a long time, but never done it like on a professional setting to where I had 8 hours a day to do nothing but practice. But things like this are making it super easy, guys, for any of you beginning guitarists out there. You have the music merchandise world at your fingertips. Like the stuff you can do now, we only dreamt of doing back in the day. You know how much 31 amps and cabs would cost you if you bought them all? I won't even go into it, but I can guarantee you, depending on like what's in here, you're looking at tens of thousands of dollars. I mean, it's insane what they cost. That carbon right there, that thing was like $2,500 back in 1985, and that's an 83 model. Anyway, I seen this and I was like, you know what? I've seen a few videos on these. I want to give this a shot. It is the Leo Jaymz IR Box. Pretty cool little design down there. I like that little skull with a, I don't know if you guys can see it or not. I'm just getting my fingers out of the way. Yeah, pretty cool little design. But anyway, this has a lot of IRs in it, and it is Bluetooth compatible from what I have, it's a true bypass. You just hit the plus and minus buttons at the same time and you completely bypass. It's just an amazing little piece of equipment. And just to give you an idea, of what you're getting into when you buy this little box for $37.99. $37.99. That's what this cost. Okay. These are your presets. Now, mind you, this does guitar and bass cabs and amps. I think I think it's just the cab sound, I think, from what I've seen. Okay, preset number 1 is based on the Tweed Deluxe Celestion Blue, and that's a 212 cab. Preset number 2 is the Showman D130s. That's a tuba 12 cab. Number 3 is the JC120 Roland 212 cab. Number 4 is the Marshall 1960B V30s with a 412 cab. Number 5 is the Marshall Basket Weave Celestion G12's 412 cab. And then number 6 is the Marshall 1960 with the T75's 412 cab. Number 7 is also the Marshall 1960B with the V30's 412 cab. And number 8 is the Marshall Basket Weave 412 cab with the G12H30's. Those are speakers for if any of you beginners are watching and don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, and number 9 is a Bogner. Bogner is, I'm a huge fan of Bogner. I love Bogner amps. They're great. But that is the T75 V30's 412 cab. Number 10 is the Engel Pro V30's with the 412 cab. Number 11, PV5150 with the Sheffield 1200s. That's a 412 cab. Then number 12, you got the twin D120s. That's a tuba 12 cab. Number 13 is the twin Jensen tuba 12. Number 14 is based on the Vox AC30s, mic'd with SM57 tuba 12. These also have the mics on them too, but I'm not rattling those off for time's sake. Number 15 is also a Vox AC30 and with a U87 tuba 12. 16 is twin D120s. 17 is the Showman D130s. Then 18 is the orange 4x12 V30s. 19 is the diesel V30s. Those are both 412 cabs, by the way. Number 20 is the Mesa Boogie 412 cab. Number 21 is Electro Voice. I don't know that I've ever heard of that, but it's a 412 cab as well. Okay, now 21 through 32, I think, are based on, yeah, these are the bass cabs. Okay, and then you've got 21 is the Electro Voice, like I said, the R Emmental. 22, 23 is the Super Thunderbolt. 24 is the Matchless ES212. 25 is the Mesa Rectifier V30s 412. 26 Jensen 10. 27 Studio 22 Edge 48s. That's no, I was wrong. It's 26 through 32 is bass. And then 28 is the Ampeg SVT. That's a 410 cab. And then the 29 is the angular, 30 is the TPS, 31 is the Eden, 32 is the work, 15. Now, today we're only going to be concentrating on the guitar, but the main reason why I bought this was for the bass, because I have all of the guitar cabs, mics, everything on this as well as the bass, but I run this through the Carbon, the Flex Prime. And I can run that through anything in here, but I hate moving it back and forth so much, so I started an analog board for my bass amp, which is a Fender Rumble 100 watt. So the reason why I bought this was when I got to looking at it and seeing that it had bass, that's what I wanted. I was like, I can get different sounds out of that, because I can't just play bass through my other amps. For those of you that don't know, if you're playing bass guitar, make sure you have an amp that is a bass amp, because if you do not, a guitar amp is not going to be able to handle those low frequencies. It's not cool. It will mess them up. I don't speak from experience, but I've heard a lot of people talk about that enough for me not to try it. But this has the bass cabs and stuff on it, especially the Ampeg. I'm excited about that one. This may be a two-part video. I may do the bass on another video, but we're going to do the guitars in this one. So the Fender Rumble 100 watt does excellent on its own. Absolutely excellent. I love that amp. But I want some IRs for that amp like what the Headrush gives me. I just hate moving this all over the place when I can keep it hooked up over here where it's convenient to the interface and to my Carbon and to my Fender amp and to my Vox amp. Over here, I can't play my bass guitars through none of these, so I have to have the Fender Rumble 100. I've always loved this amp. I just wondered what something small like this, like a little analog or style pedal, would offer me on that amp. So that's the reason why we got that. We are going to put this on the board. I'm going to bring you guys to the bench, and I am going to mic up the Carbon. I've also got my condenser mic out here that we are going to be talking through. I'm not got it on yet, but we're going to be talking through this and playing through my SM57 that is mic'd up upper right hand corner about 2 inches to the left of the cone and about 1.5 to 2 inches out from the Carbon. So I know it doesn't make much sense that we're doing that through the Carbon, but it just sounds so cool coming through that cab, even though this IR box is for like other cabs. It gives me a wide array of different sounds for this cab. Eventually, I think we'll run it also through the interface, just the box by itself, but I don't think that it will disappoint whatsoever. I think that it's going to do just fine through the interface, just like it's going to through this Carbon over here. But for today, we've mic'd up the Carbon. I already had it mic'd up anyway. Everything's already hooked up through my mixer and my interface. And all I got to do is just turn some stuff on and let's get ready to rumble.
Okay, guys, we're going to run through some features. On the face of this, we have our main volume here at the bottom knob right here, and then we have a low cut and a high cut right here. This is your up and down through the presets that are built into this. And it also has an XLR out on the side, which I really want to try that out, especially when I run it through the interface and see how good that's going to be. And then it has your normal 1/4-inch jack in and out, just like anything else. Now, when you do run this with nothing behind it, you get just clean tone. That's all you get. You have to push it with something. Now, on this pedal board, you'll see that I have a reverb, a chorus, a noise gate. There is a pedal up here that it emulates the Ibanez Tube Screamer 808 and the 9. And we have a graphic equalizer, and we have a distortion pedal and a blues driver. For this test, we are going to run a distortion. However, we are not going to run any kind of EQ because this thing has an app that connects Bluetooth wise, and you can, I'll tell you what, let me just put it up right over here. Okay, now you can see that it pulls down a list. It shows you everything in that list right there of all of what the presets are and everything. And you can go to the EQ side and you can adjust the EQ side ever how you want to adjust it. Now, off camera, before I started this, I had played with the EQ a little bit on a couple of these and got some sounds out of it that I thought was pretty cool. Now, those EQs will probably change if I run them through an interface. Running them through my cab, my Carvin 412 cab, it's probably going to be just a little bit different sounding there than it is going through the interface. So I have yet to try and see what kind of difference that's going to make. But for this video's sake, we're just going to run it through a regular amplifier and see what different sounds we can get. Now, like I said, it's clean tone. That's what you're going to get, is just clean tone on every one. If you go up to the next one, a little bit richer clean tone. Then we'll go up another preset. So you get the idea. Basically, every preset is like playing through a different amp and cab. So what sounds like that there, when you move up to number 4, could sound just a little bit different there. But the best way I have found to do this is with distortion behind it. So we're going to turn on the distortion pedal. Okay, we got our distortion going. Not sure if you guys can hear that real good. Let me turn up just a little. That's preset number 1, preset number 2. Preset number 3. Preset number 4. Preset number 5. See, that one's got a lot of low end. That's probably one that I would adjust the EQ on. I don't think I messed with that one at all. Number 6, we're in the Marshall territory now. Number 7. Number 8. Number 9. Number 10. Number 11. Ooh, that has possibilities. Number 12. Number 13. Number 14. Number 15. Number 16. Number 17. Number 18. I like that one too. Number 19. Ooh, I like that one too. 20. I like that one too. $22. $23. $24. $25. And 26. And 26 is the base cap. Okay, so we're going to go back down. Let's see. I love 21, I think was a good one. Now, if I engage my equalizer, it doesn't really make a whole lot of difference on that one. Let's do some reverb. Man, I'm digging this pedal. A little bit of chorus. Yeah, that's where it's at, man. I like that. This is going to work out really good for the bass guitar. Real good. I almost cannot even wait for that video.
Well, and there it is. the Leo Jaymz IR Box. I'm really impressed with this. I love things that right off hand, right out of the box impress me. I love stuff like that. I have made comments in the past before that I'm a big fan of first impressions, and I am, and it is a fault, and I really should try and do better about giving things a second shot when I'm not impressed with them. Got to shut all the mixer and stuff off over here, but this is what we went through today. Powered it off. Still got a whole lot to figure out on that. It's just a ton of stuff that I've got to learn about that. The goal is to record my own song with me playing all the parts. The IR box is really going to help with that on the bass part. Not like, I'm going to give it a shot with the bass. I'm going to give it a shot with the head rush. I'm going to see which one sounds, a little better on that end. But now, for the most part, this thing is pretty fire, man. And these have been out for a while. I've just looked at them and thought, nah, I've got the MX5. I'm not going to deal with it, and everything. And then I was running myself down the rabbit hole of Amazon, and it popped up, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to try that. I would love to have an amp simulation that I could use through the Fender Rumble and see how it would sound through that and see how the bass would sound through the interface. So I ended up buying it and I got it, and you guys just seen it's rather impressive. I mean, rather impressive. I can't believe the stuff that you can do with it on the app. That was what blew my mind. I just couldn't believe that. That was adjusting the EQ. You get 9 points of EQ that you can adjust on there, and it's just completely amazing to me. But yeah, that's what we got for this video. I'm sorry I didn't lead out with a song or play, something through it or anything. I was kind of pressed for time to get this done today. But that is coming. You will see that box in the future, especially on the bass side. I plan on doing some bass stuff with it. And but yeah, I've got other videos that are in the works that I have to come up with. As always, a huge shout out to my subscribers. You guys are absolutely the best. And as always, I pray that you and yours are having the most blessed day ever. And I pray that God is with you all. Until next time, later.